Let's say it's nighttime and you're taking an evening walk into your neighborhood. You walk past a house that's not even yours and a car passes by that I guess generally doesn't look like it belongs here. What do? Do you stop? Do you keep going? Or do you do, I don't know, some of the most racist stuff I've ever seen in my life?
In that situation, I think I mind my business. I think I mind my business. People can have guests. People can drive through anywhere. All right. Yeah. Okay. Mind your business.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do? I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that. Rory, come on. Rory, come on. Help!
What the fuck? What the? Wait, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. What? Off the rip? He's not even. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was so overkill. Oh my goodness. What the fuck is wrong with this lady? Wait, why not just go inside your house? You're right in front of the door. Oh god. Oh god.
2025 started off with that fresh pack of prejudice. It's a new pack. So that woman is Michelle Bishop, and yeah, I said her name. I'm not protecting her identity because she's a clown. And as you can clearly see in the video, she is fearful of her life because a mysterious car that she didn't recognize, as if somebody couldn't get a new car or a new resident couldn't move in, or hell, even Uber Eats or DoorDash or regular Uber or literally anything couldn't be in her neighborhood. She got so defensive that she decided to run and scream help around the neighborhood, ring the doorbell of a neighbor that she didn't know, and ultimately accuse this man of being, I don't know, an assailant or a vagrant. It's so strange. What's funny is in that clip, this is that man's house. This man is parked at his own house.
Chase her.
She said somebody in a silver truck.
In a gray truck, and he came around the corner, and I was in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, I need to get in.
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here.
Now, there's a lot to unpack in this brief conversation.
Hey, fucking yo. Oh my god. You ignorant, dumb bitch. Oh, what? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh. Wait.
First and foremost, why did she feel danger because of a car? I'm not going to talk about anything yet because this has some racial elements, but I just want to know why she felt fearful that a car riding behind her in a neighborhood where she's walking in the street put so much fear into her heart that she feels the need to run to a stranger's house, act as if it's her home, and then get so scared when that man doesn't move from his own driveway. Like, all this is just
so she was at his home? Okay, guys. Oh my god. Oh shit. It's 2025, man. You gotta get used to seeing black people, bro, at some point, right?
So stupid. Now, calmer heads do come out of this situation. Ultimately, her husband comes out and explains, hey, this is my wife. She thought something crazy was happening to her. She thought somebody was chasing her. And she gets to explain her story ultimately to what is his wife and says, hey, you know, this is crazy. I thought it was somebody chasing me. She calms the situation down.
He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that she's
I'm scared the crap out of me.
How?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out.
And I saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
But there's an interesting part of this conversation that has the internet worrying. Was this racist?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's okay. All right. The running and screaming help while you're at that man's house, right? The man, even in the story she tells, it's not like he was doing anything crazy. He just asks, are you looking for anybody? Because you're at his house. And you start running like a fucking nut going, help! Help! Ugh. As if that couldn't have been his house. Oh, that's crazy, bro.
crisis event or not, is the fact that after what seemed to be potentially just a normal misunderstanding happened, and I guess somebody might think it's normal. I don't know, if I go in a stranger's driveway and this stranger just so happens to hop in this driveway and wait for me to move out of their front door, I would think that potentially, knowing that this isn't my house, I would probably think that, oh damn, this is their house. But nonetheless, they have the conversation as to why she was afraid, and I think that that's probably the most interesting portion of this video. Why were you afraid?
Well, I'm
Well, there
sorry.
we go. All right, sorry.
What?
I
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
you came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here.
You're at his house! Oh my god. Oh my god, this city's gonna piss me off, bro.
And I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? And I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
In a couple seconds, the man is going to say that this is the safest neighborhood or one of the safest neighborhoods in the state of Ohio. So let's get this straight. This lady is so petrified. She is on edge all the time that she decides to walk her kids, her baby aged kids, at nighttime. Okay, that's fine. So then when a normal occurrence like a car, because I'm almost certain that this is her routine and I'm almost certain cars have pulled up beside her before, behind her before. This is the one that sent chills down her spine and that made her dart to a stranger neighbor's door and pretend to live there. If you were so afraid of the person behind you, why would you not be afraid of the neighbor? But okay, that's fine. When the neighbor then tells you, hey, this is my house, you deny him access, and you're so petrified that you go running and screaming in the backyard of this said neighbor. None of it makes sense to me besides one thing, and one thing that we have not mentioned: this guy's a black man. Now, of course, this situation goes viral because another Karen gone wild trying to set up a black man who happens to live in an affluent neighborhood is going to take the internet by storm. They went to her page, they found her business page, and they started to go ham, egg, and cheese on said page, which prompted Michelle Bishop to go live on Instagram. Now, that didn't make it any better, but post her live, her community, I'm talking about the neighborhood that she lived in, had this interesting tidbit to say. They posted this letter for the neighbors to see. Dear neighbors, it has come to our attention that the actions of a racist and judgmental nature occurred within our community in late November, and the Jenkins family on Maple were the victims of prejudice. With the Jenkins approval, many families have come together to support them and want to make it absolutely clear that such behavior is neither welcome nor reflective of the values that this neighborhood stands for. Our community is one that prides itself in being inclusive, diverse, and welcoming to all individuals regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, and background. We believe in creating an environment where everyone can live, work, and thrive without fear or judgment or prejudice, let alone police intervention for people merely driving in the neighborhood or pulling into their own driveways. These recent actions of racial profiling are not representative of the spirit of the neighborhood and will not be tolerated. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is a W from the neighborhood. Especially with a climate of today's society, it is good to see that people can come together and protect those that may be different in different places and spaces. It's no secret, that man is probably one of the only black men in that neighborhood. And no matter how fair-skinned he may be, he still puts fear in those hearts of the racist neighbors that he has. Now, in order for the neighborhood to put out such a PSA, she had to have had some crazy things in that IG live that she did that made the neighborhood band together and say, yo, even this lady is tripping.
Truly the awkward encounter of slowing up behind me, talking to us multiple times. It's late at night. I got my kids, my 2 babies. The lady at the door is not answering. There's no other homes that are well established. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the front porch. This truck literally is halfway up the driveway. My radar was like, nope, I don't think that this is your house. And I freak. I go,
I don't think this is your house. Bro, it's not yours. So why are you on the front porch? What the fuck? It's not. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please.
Rory, run. So that night after that whole instance happened, I literally was sitting on the steps first of all, and John kept trying to talk to me. I kept telling him I was so sorry. Just the panic. I literally could not come down from this like fight or flight. From the time that I was at the woman's house to literally 30 seconds.
You got fight or flight from seeing a black person in a, bro, god damn. Bro, because he didn't do anything. He wasn't even yelling like, yo, why the fuck you at my house? I can understand being scared if it was like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, can I help you? Because you're at my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was as nice about it as he could be. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he pulled up and he was bumping some loud ass rap music and shit. That nigga just pulled up like, what the fuck is you doing? You know?
Seconds later, telling the woman that I was just followed to the man stepping out on the front porch and it being his house. It was like all of these different emotions. And so I'm sitting at home, literally like having this meltdown. I kept telling John I was so sorry. Like I felt really stupid.
Now, in my opinion, her side of the story sounds like any other Karen that's trying to justify any action that she has. It seems kind of convenient that you felt like he was a white man. It seems kind of convenient that you told the police officer don't come out, but you called the police officer as if that's not what police officers do. All these things sound so convenient at the time. Like when you have time to make your story and paint your narrative the way you can dress it up really nice. But to be honest with you, I'm not buying any of that load of malarkey. Even the neighbor has to ask, ma'am, do you believe that that's a black man? Like, do you know, it's a black family? She knows that this could be one of those situations where another Karen has gone wild and she is totally tripped out on the wrong person. But I just don't get why, if you were so afraid, and I mean so very afraid, like you have this fight or flight response, you're always on edge like this, why would you walk your young kids at nighttime? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. Now, Miss Bishop wants to make it very clear to anybody who has questions or concerns, this is not an act of racism. She's just a pussy.
He told me that there had been a letter floating around our neighborhood that had been posted in our mailroom that had said something about a racist profiling in the neighborhood. And so, of course, you throw racism into the mix, it gets really yucky. And that was the furthest thing from what it was, to the point of literally we have a handwritten letter from the woman's house that I went to. I'm trying to get the Ring doorbell footage of me standing on the porch telling John when he asked, are you sure it wasn't a black man? And I said, I think it is a young white man.
And I believe she had genuine concerns for her kids. Like the safety of young children should be the utmost importance for a mother. She doesn't seem to be a bad mom in this situation. She made a poor, lack of judgment move that was based out of racism, in my opinion. But women do face all sorts of violence. They are more prone to violence than anybody else out there. And then also adding 2 kids into the mix, she went into her protective state. But what I do want to make very clear is that black men are overwhelmingly faced with prejudice, behaviors, and actions from different people. And the fact that she had police interaction and intervention involved, and this was Ohio, which is a state that I believe has like an open carry statute, this could have ended up so much worse than it had to be. Absolutely. Especially because she could have just believed him when he said it was his home. If she just gave this man a chance to explain, or I mean, he pulled up in his own damn driveway, just believing that I'm walking past a stranger's house. This stranger that pulls up says that this is his driveway, being okay with that notion or idea. Hell, did she even think and take into consideration how freaked out he was that a stranger was walking into his driveway, up to his home and up to his door where his family was? This push to try to convince us that that night they had a conversation about that person being white or black, I find it to just be the most convenient thing ever. I don't know a situation really where somebody gets scared and they run to a neighbor's house and the neighbor makes sure that they understand that that is a black guy. So either the whole neighborhood is racist and they're trying to cover their tracks and say, yo, you do know that there's a black guy there, so if you did get scared, trust me, I got scared too, honey.
Hey,
but
yo,
I just had to realize
good.
I got a black neighbor, which is cool, but you know, I had to figure out what's going on. Or this is the most convenient story to cover your tracks. You'll get this woman to testify on your behalf and she'll come out and make a statement and you're trying to get the Ring camera footage. That was done in November, gang. What are you talking about trying to get the Ring camera footage? You need to stop lying. Now, because this came to this boiling point, I mean, we had to hear from the victims in the situation. And no, I don't care about the mom in her IG story. I'm talking about the black people who were accused of not owning the home. So no other than Club Shay Shay invited these people on here. And kudos to Shannon Sharp, because this is a big deal. And I'm glad that he allowed these people to speak their truth and their perspective on the whole situation.
I say, hey, are you looking for somebody? She doesn't answer. She then proceeds to go to the porch. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably coming over. So I pull in the driveway. I'm about to park and she rings the doorbell and comes to the front of the front porch and stops me and says, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I live here. She said, well, I don't think so. I said, well, what are you doing here? She says, I don't think you live here. Hops off the porch, starts running, and I hear screaming, yelling for help. At that point, I'm in fear because I know what we face as black men in America. So I rush to the garage, park in the garage, come in the house.
I'm not gonna lie, his telling of the tale made it worse for that woman in the situation, because he was able to open the garage, which is a clear identifier that he lives there. If you would have gave him, I don't know, maybe 2.5 seconds or more before you started accusing this black man of not living in this house, he could have opened his garage and proved to you that he lived there. And stuff like this has happened to me.
I imagine going up to your own place of residence and somebody is accusing you of not living there and runs and screams for help. You know how confused I'd be? Fucking, oh my god, I can't take this shit seriously.